Okay, welcome back. I'm now being joined by Aruna Kebira, who is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Global View Capital Limited, a trading license holder of the NGX. Aruna, you are welcome.
Thank you very much.
First, I have to say a very big thank you to you for your regularity. Okay, meanwhile, you are looking brownish. Okay, so what is the state of the market? I could see indicators were likely down last week. What's happening to the market?
You know, this is a dividend season, and while our investors are waiting to qualify and collect their dividend, every markdown will drop the OSHA index and will look as if the market lost.
In other words, the market is not doing badly.
It's actually not doing badly.
Okay, let us look at some of the basic economic news flying around. Last week, it was reported that the central bank fined 6 banks, or maybe 7 or so, over about they fined them over 1.3 billion naira for violating crypto policy. The banks, according to information, include Access Bank, 500 million naira. First, City Monument Bank, 400 million naira. Stanbic IBTC, 200 million naira. UBA, 100 million naira. Wema, 100 million naira. And Fidelity, 14.3 million naira. A fine of 500 million. That's a whopping sum. Is the CBN not using such cases to raise funds, or what? Because, as far as I'm concerned, cutting off of the head shouldn't be the treatment for headache.
I do not believe so. We know that CBN is the apex bank, a regulator to all the deposit money banks.
You should not find 500 million.
You know, in the Leko Palace, we normally say that organ and master. If you have been told of what to do, in February 2021, the bank actually directed all the deposit money bank to close accounts of persons or entities involved with cryptocurrency transactions within their systems. And they didn't do that. So I don't think that is a kind of a fundraising system is making them to be deterrent to others so that others will not do it. We have told this is what you should do. And you went out, you know, you can't fight your regulators and win that war.
But I know you don't work with the central bank. What issue do you think the central bank will have with crypto? Because again, if you look at the global market, this is about the largest market as we speak. And almost all the countries of the world are, getting connected. Why should things be different here in Nigeria?
No, you know, when cryptocurrencies came and the central bank actually wanted to take a time to understand exactly what it involved, because what they said that reported the risk of loss of investment, money laundering, terrorism financing, illicit fund flow, and criminal activities. And you know, especially money laundering, the moment you take your illicit money into the system, and while you are not cashing it, look as if because you invested in cryptocurrency. And for financial terrorism sponsoring, you can send money from abroad into the system, and by the time you are collecting here, it look as if it's a journey money. I think that is what is their concern. What I believe that they actually want to do, they want to put in a process and procedure to see whether they can actually control the trading and the use of cryptocurrency in the system.
In other words, the CBN saying that we as Nigerians should not partake in this global enterprise.
I don't believe so. I believe what they just actually wanted that time. That was why they brought the e-Naira. They wanted the situation where why don't you put a hold on this that we cannot actually regulate? Let us understand what it is. Then, if they find out, yes, they can put some checks, especially around the consigns that they raise, then they will allow it. I'm not sure that they just wanted bluntly to say Nigerians don't do cryptocurrencies.
Unfortunately, by the time the central bank is ready, and probably we are waking up, it might be too late, because others that woke up early and joined the process early will have eaten.
Because the cryptocurrency didn't originate here. And CBN is our financial regulator. They need to understand because they were not in the know.
For them to do.
Well, I wouldn't think that it take eternity, but believe you me, these banks were fined as at the 31st of December 2021. I think it reflected in their earnings, which means it was 2021. Who knows, peradventure by now, whether they have not actually understood it. But as at the time they said, close this account, and they refused to close it. Peradventure is not because they don't understand it that they were fined, it's because they defied the directive of CBN. That was why
it isn't as if they outrightly did, because I read the report on the defense of some of the institutions. But again, a regulator will always be a regulator. There is a limit to what you can defend if a regulator.
It's obey before complaint.
Yes, but some of them it wasn't as if they disobeyed. But that would be the issue, an issue for another time. Dangote Cement contemplates second issuance of bonds under its 300 billion naira debt issuance program. According to reports, approval has been obtained from the board of directors to access the capital markets for medium to long-term debt funding. The report further states that application has been submitted to the Securities and Exchange Commission in respect of the bonds, and relevant approvals have now been received. Bonds proceeds will be applied towards funding expansion projects, refinance existing short-term debt, and for general corporate purposes. Technically speaking, saying that bondholders are first considered in terms of remuneration than ordinary shareholders. Investing in bonds and ordinary shares, what would be your preferred platform?
No, bonds are fixed income. Once you lock in with that coupon, that is what you will get throughout the tenure of the bond. But as a shareholder, you know, it varies with the earnings of the company. If it now happens that Dangote cannot pay dividend of 60 naira per share, then it now means that
you are only explaining to us the concept.
The bondholders are
what would
not
be your
entitled to that.
preferred platform?
No, I will still go for stocks.
At any point in time?
At any point in time, I will go for stocks.
Okay. Now, seeing that when a company had raised bonds and we have to ensure that the terms are upheld, okay, and because of that, the consideration will be to the bondholders first. Whatever that is left from their profit, they will now take charge of equity investors. In some cases, as at the time they are still holding on to the bond, that could impede their ability to pay above average dividend. If that is the case, looking at Dangote Cement as an entity, what do you think will happen when they eventually get this money? What do you think will happen to their ability to pay dividends?
I'm not sure that it will actually greatly be paid there because they don't pay up all of their earning per share. The only thing is that the interest, the coupon on the bond can eat a fraction out of the earning per share. They were supposed to declare, so I don't think that it will actually really come and...
Right, it could be depending on how well they are able to utilize.
There's another thing that we should look. You know, corporate bond issuance have to depend on your rating. And the rating has to depend on your ability. Your going concern will be actually considered and your ability to generate earnings. So that would have been put into consideration that Dangote Cement will be able to pay coupon and still come and pay dividend to stockholders.